I'm so excited to have back Nitin Bajaj, our head of generative AI go-to-market, and Mary Leos, who heads up innovation programs in North America. Thanks for coming back, Nitin, Mary.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us again.
It's such an amazing time in innovation. I know both of you have been working with clients on this forever. So let's start with you, Nitin. Everyone's talking about agentic. Everybody's talking about generative AI. Tell us about what's really different in this time, if there is anything different.
Oh, there's lots of differences, but a lot of things that are kind of very reminiscent of all innovation forever. Last year in generative AI and agentics was all about kind of startup mode. Like we started the year last year with clients walking in, having conversations around what is this technology? How can we leverage this? And there's a lot of conversations around proof of concepts and proof of values. This year, the focus has dramatically shifted to scale. How can we deploy agentics and generative AI in our business and drive values, outcomes for our business? And so the conversation has shifted, but what's kind of remained the same is every 2 months, we see a very large step change in generative AI technology, in agentic technology, with new startups coming out with new products, with new hardware developments, new language model paradigms coming out. And it is just phenomenal, the amount of change that we have to keep up with, but also drive incremental value for our clients. So that's been a pretty cool space to be in the last year or so.
So before we shift over and ask you the same question, Mary, Nitin, I understand that you work with specific clients in labs on their use cases, right? Yeah. And that's very specific, but you're also working on extrapolating from those individual customers to productize. Do I have that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think when we started, almost every project was kind of a bespoke project. Right? Because you're trying to identify where the value is, how are you capturing that value, how are you bringing it forth and implementing it. And as we do enough projects, for example, last year we worked with over 400 clients in 750 projects in just 1 year alone. And all of these projects, you start coming up with lots of different patterns, lots of repeatability. And so this year our focus is to start developing much more concrete, focused, repeatable offerings that we can take to market, but also drive a lot of higher order value for our clients, right? So one space, for example, we're working in is in the life and annuities claims business. NTT DATA traditionally has had a lot of work that we do for life and annuities clients in managing their claims business. We're looking at transforming the whole value chain of L&A claims with agentic frameworks and driving a lot of efficiencies for insurance providers and carriers to be able to deliver service to their clients very seamlessly, much more efficiently, much faster than they ever have been able to do in what has been a very process-heavy industry. Right? So that's one example of a scale offering coming out.
Every day, you're meeting with our clients, helping them to unlock innovation in labs and workshops and all sorts of programs. First of all, let's learn about that. How are you working with our customers?
Yeah, so it is an everyday occurrence, and we're looking at what is really driving and accelerating their business, or what can. So I think the most fun of a role like leading innovation is keeping an eye on the application of it and understanding that our clients are running a business. And while they're looking at right now solutions, our role is to help them also be looking at near-term solutions. So things coming into market 8 years from now, how is that going to impact their business? How will things like machine learning or informatics or quantum impact Gen AI? And how do those technologies impact domain-specific models, which will be the future of agentic AI?
Absolutely.
Agentic AI, correct?
Absolutely.
So that relationship with clients, looking at what is happening in their business right now, and then helping them see what will be coming in several years and how they can prepare for it, makes for a very fun role.
It always helps to dive into an example. So we talked about one with insurance industry. Is there another in the financial services space that?
Actually, I'll talk about one in public sector.
Oh.
So our cities are transforming for pick a reason. And we have a client in North America that we're looking at their complaints within their citizenship. Like what's going on in their city, how can their infrastructure be better, how can their services be better? And they come in, and those complaints come in a variety of ways. So how do you use tools like data and analytics? How do you use tools like data platforms and Gen AI to help them rapidly not just solve the challenges that they're having, but how can they communicate back to their constituent groups that they're actually taking care of the complaints that are coming in a very quick time. So it's not just solving the problem, but how do you give the citizens access to a dashboard that shows that these complaints are being taken care of in a very rapid pace. So think about like us, like we complain about a pothole in a road or my trash isn't picked up. And it's like, where does that complaint go? Like does it go into a black hole somewhere? But if I could see, oh, my complaint was taken care of from this dashboard, that builds a groundswell of how can we bring in more technology to that center, and the citizens would be excited about it.
Yeah, a lot of positive reinforcement.
Yeah.
I'll pick on this, and there's a very cool example I saw in the wild of agentics and innovation just 2 days ago. I was flying back from an international flight, and of course we lost a bag, right? Bag didn't get there on time. The thing that was different this time was before we landed, I had an email in my inbox from something that's called bagagent.ai. And it told me it lost the bag. The bag was at the previous airport. It said, give me your address. And then over the course of next 3 hours, bagagent.ai kept emailing me with updates on where the bag was, how they'd sent it over to a courier, how the courier had picked it up, when they were going to deliver, whether I wanted to waive a signature. So it was almost like an interaction. And it was so amazing, I did not feel angry at all. And losing a bag is the most trying experience, right? And so you're seeing these little pockets of innovation in real world examples coming out of these technologies. And the next frontiers are just so exciting as we move to physical digital products, to physical robotics, and more innovation topics around that. Quantum coming in a few years from now. It is just an exciting time to be here.
It really is exciting. So I understand the two of you work together, of course. Help me understand how you collaborate, Mary, with Nitin's team.
Sure. So I think it's important when you think about innovation and all the channels it comes into our funnel, the link back to making that technology, that advanced technology, applicable in our business is through our practices and our business sectors. So while we might think a technology is super cool and flashy and a lot of fun, if it doesn't have that application and we don't have the tie into the practices to actually embrace that and scale it at some point, we're kind of just wasting a lot of time and resource. So we have some Gen AI labs that our teams have been working on with clients. And the idea is, how can we get clients in, again, to solve a challenge or a problem that they have right now, and then bring in the aspects of the SMEs from the practices to help us build on that. And they'll be coming in with, we're solving right now. Our team will be coming in with, what can we add in the future? So solve now and continue to build.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think just bringing in some of the business leaders within your clients into a room without distractions, working on a focused Gen AI lab, just ideating and rolling up your sleeves and talking through some of the pain points, how can we address them, what's actually feasible, how can technology be applied to some of those, leads to such fantastic outcomes. You're able to walk out with almost like a prioritized backlog of, here's the top 3 problems that we want to address for you as a business. That's going to drive meaningful outcome quickly, but also build a cadence of driving more, concrete, repeatable innovation, momentum into the business.
One final question for you, Mary. you came on a few years ago to the podcast to talk about diversity, and it sounds like this is a topic that's still very relevant. So help us understand what you're seeing on that front.
Yes, your forum a couple of years ago now,
diversity
and innovation, really sparked a lot of really amazing thought, I think, for our team. So we work within a global information center network. So there's 6 of us, 11 of us around the world. And what I have learned is that the application of diversity that we talked about 2 years ago is so important in innovation. It's not gender necessarily. That's a component, but it's all the cultural experiences that come with a person. So our team is working on numerous POCs with clients and with our practices and bringing in that diversity from around the world. So people's real cultural experiences, age groupings. I think we're just fulfilling such more interesting solutions for our clients than if we tried to do it within the borders of North America. So we have teams from Italy, Romania, Japan, China, Spain, like we're all working together, and it's, we get a challenge, and the first thing the team will look at is where are our resources and where are our gaps, and that could be with our next gen partners. We could be bringing those teams in, but it's really honestly looking at what do we have to bring to the client, what do we need from the client, where are the gaps, and how do we go get it, and getting that at global scale is such a differentiator for NTT Data, I believe.
And tell us what you're most excited about. There's, every headline is talking about generative AI. Is there anything that, hits top of the list for you?
3 things.
Oh, 3.
3 things.
I knew it couldn't just be one.
Agentics. Did I say agentics?
I think that's cheating.
Yeah, totally.
It is going to be, it is
like
such an amazing space, driving value from a step change technology into real business. Almost every business process over the next few years is going to be fundamentally transformed with agentics. Sure. And it is just so exciting to see that and work through that and help our clients achieve the value from it.
Well, I invite our audience to check out our NTT Data North America website and find you too, and come in to meet with you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Megan.
Thank you, Megan. Thank you.